National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Hello there, good evening and welcome to the National News Broadcast. I'm Niketh Karunaratne.
And I'm Hishain Ali. Let's have a look at the headlines first.
The President says an evaluation on national security is expected to be carried out. The acts of certain drivers and conductors cost the SLTB a loss of 10 million rupees each day. A Pirit chanting ceremony was conducted for the recovery of the Tusker Ugbo. The Animal Producers Association says the prices of chicken and eggs could be further reduced. The United States approves a provision of F-16 fighter jets to Ukraine.
On to those and other stories in detail now. President Ranil Wickremesinghe says an evaluation is expected to be conducted on national security of the country.
And he has made these observations at the presidential colour presentation ceremony of the Sri Lankan Navy Voluntary Task Force at the Higher Naval Training Centre in Busa last evening. The President further said that government has focused special attention to consolidate the welfare and life in retirement of security forces personnel. The future challenges could not be confronted by weapons alone. He has pointed out the need to build a security force equipped with high skills and latest technological knowledge to face any challenge. President Ranil Wickremesinghe was accorded the Special Military Guard of Honour upon arrival at the Busa Higher Naval Training Centre. The President has also inspected a procession by the Navy personnel. The event was highlighted by a musical concert as well, and Navy Commander Vice Admiral Priyantha Pereira, Commander of the Voluntary Force Rear Admiral Dhammika Kumara have also graced the occasion. President Ranil Wickremesinghe said that internally, various countries grapple with threats that emanate from within, a predicament exemplified by incidents like the tragic event of the Easter Sunday attack. He added that hence, it is incumbent upon us to fortify ourselves against such internal vulnerabilities as well. It is a reality that cannot be disregarded, compelling us to deliberate upon it, irrespective of our preferences. He also said that the trajectory forward necessitates a progressive incorporation of advanced technologies to effectively address the challenges that await us. A robust economic landscape would provide the necessary financial means to undertake essential endeavours. The President further said that in this context, his intent is to instigate a comprehensive review of the nation's security apparatus. This review is poised to adopt a forward-looking perspective intricately tied to emerging economic trends and pressing issues of climate change. Upon the compilation of this review report, a blueprint for modernized security policies of the National Security Council will ensue. The task of orchestrating this critical endeavour has been entrusted to Defence 2030, which has diligently appointed an depth review team. This distinguished team, under the of former Major General Channa Gunathilaka, is dedicated to the repression of the pivotal report. State Minister of Defence Pramitha Bandara Thennakoon, Secretary to the Ministry of Defence, retired General Kamal Gunaratne, and the three armed forces personnel and state officials were also present.
Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena has inspected one of China's prominent tea factories, Xiaoguang Tuocha in Yunnan, yesterday. The factory is jointly engaged in production, marketing and research of tea. The Prime Minister has discussed with the Chief Executive and tea researchers to explore the possibilities of strengthening bilateral cooperation in tea research. The Tuocha factory has already exchanged data and specialist knowledge with the Talawakale Tea Research Centre. The Prime Minister has requested to send a group of representatives to Sri Lanka to discuss on further enhancing cooperation on tea research and development. State Minister Janaka Wakkumbura and the Governor of the Eastern Province, Sendil Tondaman, have accompanied the Prime Minister on the visit.
Sri Lanka Animal Producers Association says that there is a possibility of further reducing the prices of chicken, meat and eggs as a result of the reduction in the import tax on maize used as animal feed. And also the president of the association, Ajit Gunasekara, has pointed out these facts at a media briefing in Colombo today. The price of a kilo of chicken with skin is to be reduced by around 100 rupees. There is also a possibility of selling an egg to the consumers at 40 rupees. The government has earlier imposed a tax of 75 rupees on a kilo of maize, and steps have been taken to bring down this amount to 25 rupees. It has also been pointed out that around 40,000 metric tons of corn are required in a month to process the chicken.
It has been decided at the District Agricultural Committee meeting to commence cultivation activities at the appropriate time in order to have a successful harvest in the upcoming Maha season in the Poloddarua district. It has also been pointed out that due to the release of water according to a proper management, no crop damages have been reported in the district during the Yala season. Irrigated water has been provided for nearly 100,000 acres of paddy lands in the district in the Yala season. District Director of Irrigation IMN Ratnasiri says their aim is to strictly implement the decisions for the planning of cultivation in the Maha season at the meetings. He has also focused attention of the officials to be vigilant on issuing water in the event of cultivating subsidiary crops. A bountiful paddy harvest has been reaped from Makandura in Pannala in the Yala season. The farmers say that, however, they are facing numerous difficulties for not having a reasonable price for their produce.
Meanwhile, dry weather is tormenting people in many parts of the island. The Department of Meteorology forecasts the prevailing of rain-free weather condition mainly throughout many areas tomorrow as well. The SLRC correspondent says water level in the Murutuvela reservoir in the Hambantota district has fallen by more than 5 acre-feet. The reservoir fulfills drinking water requirement as well as water supply to the paddy fields. 12,500 consumers are to be provided 700,000 litres of water on a daily basis at a time when maintenance of continuous water supply has become a difficult task. 20 acres of land at the top of the Glen Alpine mountain in the Badulla Namanukula mountainous range have been destroyed by a fire last evening. A tea estate was also affected and the fire was spreading at a slower pace by this evening. Nighttime fires have also been recorded in the mountain protectorates in Vallavataya, Parakatia and Kotikambok, destroying around 50 acres of land. Reconstruction of the reservoirs of Isavatia and Kolongasbaba in the Anuradhapura district is taking place at a cost of 40 million rupees. Parliamentarian Duminda Disanaika was engaged in an inspection tour in the area.
The Public Utility Commission has granted approval to obtain electricity from private power plants as a solution to the existing power crisis. Media spokesman of the Senior Electricity Engineers Association, Nandika Patirage, says constructions of the power network connecting the southern province have been completed by around 60%. Senior Electricity Engineers Association's Nandika Patirage said that in the past few days the waters of the Samanala were released for cultivation purposes, resulting in a steep decline in the water level. In order to offset the loss, the Public Utility Commission has approved the purchasing of 100 megawatts of electricity, subject to a duration of 6 months. He further said that the problem at present is how to manage the power in the context of a dry weather condition. He added that, however, they are not inclined towards imposing power cuts. The building of the Samanala line within 2 weeks' time aims to maintain the water levels at an appropriate level to cater to the consumption of the entire country. Meanwhile, the Ceylon Electricity Board has informed relevant groups to refrain from flying kites around electricity power cables in Hambantota. The request has been made as constructions are in the final stage of the electricity transmission line carrying high voltage power of 220 kilowatts.
And in the meantime, the 12th annual Indo-Pacific Environmental Security Forum, hosted by the Sri Lankan Navy and sponsored by the United States Indo-Pacific Command, has concluded, promoting regional resilience through multilateral cooperation.
This was the first ever IPESF forum hosted by Sri Lanka. With the participation of 28 countries, it has highlighted the commitment of the United States and Sri Lanka to fostering resilient communities, preserving natural resources and fortifying foundations of a secure Indo-Pacific region. The program has also addressed the climate security, resource sustainability and environmental security transformations.
The Indo-Pacific Environmental Security Forum is a platform for fostering cooperation, sharing knowledge, and developing strategies to mitigate the impacts of climate change. It's an opportunity for nations to come together, set aside differences, and work towards a sustainable future. We must recognize that addressing climate change is not just an environmental obligation, it is a matter of security, stability, and human well-being. The decisions we make today will determine the kind of world we leave for the future generations. We have a responsibility to act decisively and swiftly.
I am so proud that Sri Lanka is hosting this event with us this year for the first time ever. It emphasizes how Sri Lanka is on the path to recovery from its challenges last year and renew its role as a hub for international and regional cooperation. It's especially fitting that Sri Lanka is co-hosting this year, as 2023 marks the 75th anniversary of its independence and also of U.S.-Sri Lankan diplomatic relations. I can't think of a better way, a better event to showcase this important milestone. This forum is a space where countries around the region collaboratively seek solutions to global concerns. The U.S. supports environmental security projects regionally and within Sri Lanka.
This four-day forum serves great ideals and is a perfect conduit in exchange, collaboration, cooperation, deliberation and advances towards our collective concerns over climate change, maritime security, urbanization, and in the construct of national and regional resilience initiatives. I'm happy to say that Sri Lanka Navy and the Coast Guard over the past years have taken lead in promoting environmental stewardship in Sri Lanka and continue to do so. I believe that this will provide valuable opportunity for us in gaining necessary acumen and expertise in contributing towards our collective climate actions as envisioned by our national leadership.
Minister Dr. Bandula Gunawarthana says the Sri Lanka Transport Board is losing a revenue of around 10 million rupees daily as a result of the SLTB drivers and conductors sharing the income. The minister has expressed his intention to sternly implement the law in this regard. Minister Dr. Bandula Gunawarthana has pointed out that the flying squad has been completely disbanded. The minister added that he had ordered the SLTB chairman to set up 12 regional mobile raids units by next week. The IGP has been informed in writing of robbery of the national property. All trade unions have also been informed on this issue. The minister further said that if the board loses 10 to 30,000 rupees from each journey on a daily basis, nobody would be able to resurrect the SLTB. He added that travelling in buses without a ticket is also a crime.
And for more news here at home, we have Pirit has been chanted for the recovery of the injured Tusker Agbo through mediation of Venerable Vanavasi Rahula Thera. The Venerable Thera, along with chief incumbent of the historic Upilvehara Raja Mahaviharaya, Venerable Dagama Dhammalankara Thera, have arrived at the protectorate where the elephant was recuperating to extend blessings. Blessings have also been conveyed upon wildlife officials and media personnel. Camera lenses have recorded the scenes of how the Agbo elephant took the Pirit thereby its trunk and coiled it on its injured leg.
The Ransivili Perahara of the Asala Perahara of the historic Bellanvilla temple has paraded the streets last night. The Asala Perahara festival of the Bellanvilla Rajamahaviharya is being conducted for the 73rd occasion under the patronage and guidance of Chief Incumbent Venerable Dr. Bellanvilla Dhammaratana Thera. The festival has commenced with the planting ceremony of the 9th of this month. Senior Presidential Advisor of National Security and Chief of Staff of the President, Sagala Ratnayaka, has attended yesterday's events and sought blessings. Chief Incumbent of the Samaviharya, Havelock City, Colombo, Venerable Atapattukande Anandathera was also present on the occasion.
Senior Presidential Advisor and Chief of Staff of the President, Sagala Ratnayaka, says the country is in need of an education system with an attitudinal change to overcome challenges. And he was on an inspection tour at the General Sir John Kothalavala Defence University yesterday. He was also engaged in presenting a floral tribute at the statue of the gallant soldiers at the Defence University premises. Sagala Ratnayaka has also declared open the new analytical laboratory and also inspected the auditorium of the university under construction. Later on, he was engaged in a discussion with the Board of Directors of the university at the Vice-Chancellor's office. The Senior Presidential Advisor has also expressed satisfaction over the quality and the standards of education at the university and pointed out that maintenance of higher disciplinary standards was the reason for the success. Chancellor of the General Sir John Kothalavala University, General S.H.S. Kothegoda, and Vice Chancellor Major General Melinda Pires were also present on the occasion. In the meantime, the internal Perahara of the four Mahadevalayas of the Kandy Asala festival have paraded the streets according to the rituals.
The internal Perahara of the Natha Devalaya was held last evening. These Peraharas, which have commenced on the 17th, will be conducted until the 20th of this month. Jewellery of the deities of Nathu, Vishnu, Katharagama and Pattini Devalayas are being carried out in procession. Basnayaka Nilame Shanaka Bandaranayaka has attended the proceedings of the internal Perahara of the Pattini Devalaya. The first Kumbal Perahara will commence on the 21st and be held for 5 days until the 25th. The first Randoli Perahara is scheduled to take place on the 26th and the final Randoli Perahara will parade the streets on the 30th. The Perahara festival will come to an end in the afternoon on the 31st of this month with the handing over of a memorandum to the President by the Diyavadana Nilame indicating the successful completion of the Perahara festival.
And for more local news items in brief. The businessman alleged to have been disappeared in Kolona was found in Delkanda yesterday. The police says a sum of 200,000 rupees was found in his possession and a three-wheeler was taken into custody along with a person who provided security to the businessman. The police says that this was not a kidnapping incident but a ploy planned by the businessman himself. 6 persons who have been injured in a road accident in Balanguda, Opanayaka on Colombo, Badula Main Road have been admitted to the Balanguda Base Hospital. A Defender Jeep had clashed with a tipper truck carrying sand. 4 of the seriously injured persons have been transferred to the Ratnapura General Hospital. The careless driving of the Defender Jeep driver was reported to have caused the accident. A person who attempted to flee concealing 3 capsules of golden gel in his body was nabbed by the Customs Narcotics Division officials at the Katunaike airport. A Sri Lankan national named Mohammad Shihab Nabdwan was attempting to flee from Mumbai with capsules of containing more than 1 kilogram of golden gel. A woman who was managing a drug network of the organized criminal and strong drug racketeer Nipuna, currently migrated to the overseas, was arrested by the police STF in Orugudawatta, Avisavilla. Work on the Polonnaruwa-Lankapura road to be carpeted and developed at a cost of 26 million rupees has got underway yesterday in the presence of State Minister Siripala Gamlat. 3 persons, including a woman engaged in hiring vehicles using false documentations, were arrested by the Panadura police yesterday. The police also took into custody 2 motor vehicles, several forged identity cards and items. The Gampaha police have also found 2 more vehicles stolen by the group. A new ward of the Amalipiti Ayurvedic Hospital was declared open by Sabaragamu Province Governor Navin Dissanayake yesterday.
Foreign tourists have been accorded the opportunity to visit places of historical interest at the Fort Frederick in Trincomalee with effect from today. Minister Vidura Vikramanayake has declared open the locations for public inspection. He was also engaged in a tour around the fort to inspect tunnels, ancient water tanks and other archaeological sites.
State Minister
Vidura Vikramanayake said that opportunities will be made available for the general public to visit these places after conservation activities. He has also expressed the opinions to make it a tourist zone with a special heritage. The Chaitya of the Vilgambehera Rajamahaviharya and the Flag Bund in Trincomalee have been reconstructed and opened to devotees for veneration.
Former Director of the Engineering Division of ChannelEye Rupavahini Corporation, SP Jayasundara, has passed away at the age of 89 years. An old member of the Radio Salon, he had also served as head of the studio unit of the National Television. He had later joined the Engineering Division of the SLRC after commencing career in 1950. He had served the National Television until his retirement. The remains are lying at residence number 29/4 Kanatha Road, Talapat Pitia, Nugegoda. The body is being kept at the residence till 9 a.m. and on the 21st and thereafter scheduled to be handed over to the Medical Faculty, Colombo.
And that's a wrap of local news. Stay tuned for foreign news after this break. Welcome back, and on foreign news, the United States has approved sending F-16 fighter jets to Ukraine from Denmark and the Netherlands to defend against Russian invaders as soon as pilot training is completed. Ukraine has actively sought the US-made F-16 fighter jets to help it counter Russian air superiority. Washington gave Denmark and the Netherlands official assurances that the United States will expedite approval of transfer requests for F-16s to go to Ukraine when the pilots are trained. The Danish Defense Ministry said that a coalition of 11 countries will start training Ukrainian pilots to fly the F-16 fighter jets later this month in Denmark, and said in July that the country hoped to see results from the training in early 2024.
And on more news away from home, we have about 15,000 households have been ordered to evacuate in Canada's British Columbia as firefighters battle raging wildfires that have set homes ablaze. Officials said a significant number of buildings caught fire in West Kelowna, a city of 36,000 people, and more than 2,400 homes were evacuated. A state of emergency has been declared for the entire province, where hundreds of separate fires are burning. Hundreds of miles north, a huge fire edges towards the city of Yellowknife, and a local official said later that day that nearly all residents had left either by car or plane.
Prima Kottumi, Pantamai.
And on sports news, matches to select the team qualifying for the finals of the LPL cricket tournament are being conducted at the R. Premadasa Stadium, Colombo at present. The beloved Kandy team, after winning the toss in the match against the Galle Titans, has decided to bat first. The winner of this match will become eligible to play against Dambulla Ora team in tomorrow's final.
The fourth stage of the LPL cricket tournament got underway on the 30th of last month with the participation of 5 teams. The Sri Lankan cricket is expected to donate a sum of 100 million rupees to the Little Hearts Fund of the Lady Ridgeway Children's Hospital in Colombo at the prize giving. Proceeds from the sale of tickets are to be allocated for the Little Hearts Fund. All tickets for the Asian Cup cricket tournament match between Sri Lanka and Bangladesh were reported to have been sold. The Pakistan Cricket Institute has commenced sale of tickets online yesterday, and the Sri Lanka-Bangladesh match will take place at the Pallekele International Cricket Stadium on 31st of this month. The Asian Cricket Cup tournament will be conducted in Sri Lanka and Pakistan from the 30th of this month to the 17th of the next month.
The 2023 World Athletic Championship tournament has commenced in Budapest in Hungary for the 19th occasion today.
Super athletes worldwide will compete in 49 events at the tournament scheduled to be conducted till the 27th of this month. 2,100 sportsmen and women from 200 countries are taking part. Sri Lanka is also represented by a strong contingent which include women's javelin thrower Dilhani Lekagamge. Arudarshana competes in the 400-meter men's event and also in the 400-meter relay event. The other members of the relay team are Kalinga Kumarage, Rajita Rajkaruna and Pabasaraniku.
Terima Kutumi, Pantamai, Pantamai.
And that's all the news for tonight. Join us again at the same time tomorrow. Good night.